And it's been a really long time since I've posted a video. I know it's kind of embarrassing. Please don't be mad at me. I'm already mad at myself, but it's fine. For today's video, I'm literally filming this. I have like 30 minutes until I have to go to work. It is September 1st. So that means that we have a reading wrap up for August. August was a really good month for me because I bought a Kindle, finally. I started off really heavy in the beginning of the month because I was sick for like 3 weeks. No, maybe not 3 weeks, but like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 solid weeks I was sick, so I was in bed for like 4 or 5 days consistently outside of my normal laying in bed. So I took advantage of that time and I was like, let's read. I just bought a Kindle. We're gonna do the thing. I read 8 books, which is pretty good. For starters, at the beginning of the month, I realized that I have a lot of book of the month books that I simply don't read. I buy them because it's $10 or however much money, and I'm excited that I'm receiving like a book in the mail, and then I throw it up here. I don't read it. I throw it right up here. And I say, I'll get to you eventually. But then I don't. I'm gonna be so for real, I literally don't. So I was like, I'm going to pick up a book that I read the first 50 pages of, and I don't know why I set it down. Because I remember reading the first 50 pages and being like, this is so good, the banter's so funny, like, literally this character is so funny, like, she thinks just like me, she's hilarious. And then I put the book down and I just never picked it back up again. But I was like, we are going to read that book this month. We are making an executive decision and we are going to pick this book up and we are going to read it. The Bodyguard by Katherine Center. I loved this book. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I restarted it. I said I read the first 50 pages, but I just restarted it because my brain is very small and the memory is very full, so I can't remember anything. So I restarted that and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Gave it 4.5 stars. I think I literally read it in like a day. I think I laid in my bed over there and I ate this book up. The banter is so good. And I am a whore for pop culture. Me and pop culture, yes. I love it. I eat it up. I eat up celebrities, the whole world. Real life and in book world, I love the whole celebrity dating thing. I loved The Funny You Should Ask, and I loved this one. So I don't remember their names. Jack Stapleton is an actor, I believe. And his mom has like cancer and he had like some stalkers or whatever, so they hired a bodyguard, but he didn't want to alert his family that there was anything like serious going on, so it's just a fake dating trope. So they hired Hannah Brooks to be his bodyguard, but then to his family it was his girlfriend. And it was so good. Like, I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I did. I ate it up. Like I said, I love celebrity anything. So this was good for me. I loved it. Yeah, so 4.5 stars. I highly recommend it. It's an easy book. Like, the font, so good. My brain can handle it. So moving on to the next book I have. Again, I was like, I need to read another book of the month book because I have 5,000 sitting on my shelf. Oh, it's right in front of me. I read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. This has been sitting on my TBR since I heard about it, and I just never picked it up again. It's basically about a guy and a girl, Sam and who? Sam and Sadie is basically their story of them being childhood friends and then going away to college and then finding each other, reconnecting in college, and then building a video game together. And then it's just their story of how their life evolved, literally from when they were children up until they're however old. I thought it was good. I gave it a 4 stars. but it felt very long at times, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I watched a few other creators talk about this book, and they had crazy passion for it, so I was like, I have to read this. And unfortunately, I didn't feel that passion that they felt. And there was points where I was like, we need to just like get through this because I want to finish this. But I did enjoy the experience. It just was a very long experience, if that makes sense. I feel like it was very realistic when you think about how relationships evolve and change over time. It just felt like a really realistic book of two childhood friends going into business together. But the writing was really good, and I gave it 4 stars. It was really good. I do recommend it. I don't know. It was great, but it was just very long, and I have the shortest attention span. But I did finish it, and I'm proud of me for finishing it. So we did that. Okay, next, moving on. I read the first book in the Chestnut Springs series, Flawless. I ate that up. I didn't think that I would be in a bull riding cowboy era, but here we are. I thought it was so good. I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved everything about it. Again, I don't remember his name. I don't remember the main guy's name, but he was a celebrity, and like I said, I eat up celebrity anything. I loved it. It was so good. And I also learned about bull riding because after I finished that book, I remember going out after work. It had bull riding like one of the weekends in August, and it was on TV, and I was sitting there and I was like, I know how the scoring works because I read that book. And I was telling everyone at the table how it works, even though I know nothing. But because of that book, I was able to explain the point system in bull riding. So I was very proud of me. So yeah, I gave Flawless 4 stars. First book, The Summer I Turned Pretty. It was a very quick read. It's very YA. I rated it 3.5 stars, but I had to remind myself that Belly is literally 15 years old, because she would say things, do things, and I'm like, girl, be so for real. But then I was like, she's literally 15, and this is the first time anyone has given her any attention. I will cut her some slack. It was good. Like I said, I literally read it. I read the first 2 books in one day on my Kindle. Super quick, super easy read. And then I read, what is it called? The second book, It's Not Summer Without You. Same thing, 3.5 stars. Again, it was quick. Belly is a little insufferable, but also extremely relatable. I hate to be that person, but I was reading it and I was like, she sucks, but also I see myself in her. So whatever that means for me. Unpopular opinion, but the real villain, like, people are like, oh, Belly sucks, she's insufferable. But the real villain in the whole story is Susanna. Susanna is a villain. Everything is actually Susanna's fault. In this whole series, it actually circles back around to Susanna, and she's the reason. Susanna's the reason for everything that's happening in the book, and everything bad that's happened, literally it's Susanna's fault. But the big issues really falls back on Susanna. I don't wanna like spoil anything, but just know Susanna's the villain. And then also, of course, I'm Team Conrad. I'm sorry, but again, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I was Team Jeremiah until I read the 3rd book, because I know how love triangles work, and I know that like Conrad is the one, you know, but it kind of made sense in the first like 2 books. Like, they were friends, they did things together, they hung out together, and I was like, he's so nice to her. It just works. Like, is she in love with Conrad? Yes, but Jeremiah is a great pick. And then I read the 3rd book, and I hate Jeremiah. I gave this book a 2.5 stars. I literally read it just to finish. Something happens, that's like the main point. I hated it. I liked the ending, but getting to the end was really hard and awful, and I didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't like it. Oh yeah, so I read the last 2 books. I started the Natural series. I've seen a lot of people read it, recommend it. The Naturals, really good, literally so good. I really like her writing. It's very easy, it's very YA. I love Criminal Minds. This is literally Criminal Minds with teenagers in a book. It's really good. Plot twist, didn't catch them. Yeah, so good. I loved all the characters. It was good. It was suspenseful. I loved it. And then I read the second book, Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes again. Did I rate Naturals? I rated 4.5. And then Killer Instinct, I read that shortly after the Naturals. I also rated that for 4.5. Honestly, it was pretty solid all the way through. I liked how, so I'm reading the 3rd book right now, and I'm assuming that each book is somehow intertwined with the kids. And I really enjoyed the 2nd book because I love me some serial killer, all of that. I love it. I eat it up. So I really liked learning about, like, the serial killer. And again, I didn't catch the plot twist, but I am not the smartest person, so that's not really shocking. I don't know if I love in it. I know that it's very side plot, but I don't know if I love it. I really enjoy, like, the whole crime aspect of it, and I'm glad that most of the book is heavily centered around the crime scenes and solving the crime cases. But yeah, so all in all, I rated that 4.5 stars too. I don't know if I said that. But all in all, I read 8 books. I feel like it was a pretty good reading month for me. I did want to go over my TBR for September. I'm a very mood reader, so I could list 6 books that I want to read and read none of them because I'm not feeling them. And that's my right. That's my right. First off, I want to finish the Natural series, so All In, Bad Blood, I think the 2, and then there's like a novella. So I want to finish those, and I probably will get to those because I'm very invested in the series. I really love the whole Criminal Minds aspect. So I will definitely probably finish that. The only fantasy book I think I've ever really read is Harry Potter. Like, if I'm being honest with you, fantasy scares me. It scares me. I'm stupid. My brain doesn't process it, and I don't know if I enjoy it, if I'm being honest. I have a goal to read a few fantasy books. I do want to read, I don't want to say it out loud because I want to read this, and I want to do a reading vlog of me reading this. I don't know if anyone will care because I feel like the hype is over, but now that the hype is over, I feel like it's the perfect time for me to pick it up. Book Talk and everyone else is obsessed with it, so I want to be a part of the club. I want to be a part of it. I'm going to put this on my TBR, and hopefully I get to it. We'll see, though. My other book of the month is True Love Experiment by Christina Lauren or something. My friend read it, and she loved it, and I love romance, and I love love, so I want to read that. So I'm putting that on my TBR list. And then also, going down fantasy again, I do want to read Divine Rivals because I've heard really good things about that. I read the summary and it interests me, so I'm hoping that I can read some fantasy and make it not be a chore because I do want to enjoy it, and I know that the genre is huge and people love it, so I want to love it too, you know? I feel like I deserve that. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's basically most of my TBR. Again, I'm a mood reader. I just read according to how I feel, which is a mood reader. And I do this thing where if I'm reading a book and in the moment I'm not feeling it, I just put it down and I'll pick it up later. That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate you. And please tell me what you read for August. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.